Hello, and welcome to the Woman in Business from a Man's Perspective Masterclass, brought to you by Standard Bank in partnership with Giving Wings.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome aboard. My name is Ifilwe Morobane, and I am beyond delighted and excited to be traveling this journey with you as we talk about a subject and topic that is so relevant today. We are unpacking women in business from a man's perspective.
Gender equality and economic empowerment, it requires collaboration. So yes, we are women, we are rock stars, we want to do this on our own, we want to be there, but collaboration is key with the men in business as well.
From a mentorship perspective, what I've seen in my journey is that, particularly for women, it brings about certain fears. Like people, we're talking about boundaries, it's exactly that, where you try to reach out to someone to try and assist you grow, but they don't see that. So there's a couple of things I think in my mind that I think women need to develop. One, I think it's just that professional context. I think the start is always, important. Positioning yourself that I am having this conversation for this purpose, and I would like you to, guide me on at this point and that point. Formal setting, I think, is also important. Where does this happen? So as if you are reaching out for a mentorship, where do you meet with this mentor that you have in mind? Because that can also, bring about some of the things that are, or the misconceptions and misappropriateness that we often talk about. Clear communication, I think Tavato had already touched on, that be clear in how you communicate, and of course, making sure that, you can also have or develop this thing around peer networking. So it's not just about you. Find like-minded individuals that you can partner with.
Most of the principles that I use in my business is biblical. I always think of Matthew 25, where it speaks about a parable of the talents, and to one is given 3, 2, and other one is given 1 according to the capacity. But what you do with that, what's entrusted you with, you are able to expand, to grow it, to multiply it, and more will be given to you. If Sheldon was not faithful with 1 store, he wouldn't be able to get more stores, you understand? If he wasn't faithful with X amount of money in his account, he wouldn't be able to, you understand? So you only grow to what you have been entrusted with.
We can all agree that business is very difficult. And along the journey, you meet a lot of challenges that come to challenge your sense of identity. Failure can make you doubt yourself immensely. It can break you down. And the sense of spirituality, when you are anchored in God, when you are anchored, I'm a Christian, so I believe in God. When you are anchored in a higher power of sort, it works as a shield. It works as a soft landing. It works as a, when those time comes where you could, fall into self-doubt, self-pity. It works as a sense of as a source of resilience.
When you look at the SME landscape and just development finance in general, the assumption is always thinking that maybe your DFIs, your CFAs, your CDAs, your IDCs are the ones that are actually supporting SMEs the most. The guys who actually support SMEs the most from a funding perspective are actually banks. And the reason why banks are the ones that do it better than everyone else is because they understand the risks of their clients. My advice would be, first of all, identify the right funder, and secondly, position it correctly.
If you, I would say, confidence. It goes a long way in business. Embrace your unique journey, leverage your strengths, and never underestimate the power of your voice.
The greater things are yet to come, and I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering you on. I'm looking forward to meeting you in big corridors.
I
think the key takeaway is being confident enough to articulate your value. And I suppose that will also help with the imposter syndrome that I tend to have. But I'm looking at that differently, and I'm definitely taking this perspective with me.
You know, one thing that really stood out for me is the perspective that Sheldon put across, saying that sometimes the mistake we make as entrepreneurs is that you work so hard and you want money now. And he gave a perspective of saying, but sometimes you might not be the one that enjoys the money. You have to think of the next generation.
If you can just go to menti.com on your phone there and share with us the 3 words that come to mind when you think of today's masterclass.